Are you ready to explore the Fraser Coast with me? Well, let's go. We're doing it by boat. But first, if you're new here, my name is Kira, and on this adventure, I'm with Flo, my partner. And we're on the Gari Breeze from Fraser Coast Charters, and we've got 4 days out on the water. But we're not going to just stay out here. We're also going to go into land and visit Gari Island. We have just anchored up at the Arch Cliffs. This is our first night on the boat and the sun is setting right in front of me. It is so beautiful at Arch Cliffs. This is like one of the best spots, I think, to park up for the night because the cliffs are made up of earthy mineral sand. So there's different colors through the cliffs just behind me. I'm going to do a close-up for you guys to see. And with the sunset rays, you can see different colors and different shades, and it just reflects so beautifully. After sunset, we said hello to our fish neighbors, and we had an early night to get ready for a beautiful sunrise tomorrow morning. Good morning. We're here at the Arch Cliffs and we've just woken up to this beautiful sunrise. I can't believe the colours, the reflections on the water. There's barely anyone here. It's unbelievable. The first night on the boat was perfect. The water was so calm. I slept like a baby. This morning we were visited by a friend. They were a little bit shy, but they did put up their fins to say hello. Wow, what an amazing sunrise to start day 2 of our Gari Coast trip. Now, we are here at Arch Cliffs where we anchored last night, but today we are going to drive up to Wathumba Creek. Now, this is apparently the Whitsundays of the southeast Queensland, so I can't wait to show you guys this part of the Gari coastline.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Welcome to the Fraser Coast, where the beaches are empty. You found beautiful white sand like the Whitsundays, manta rays in the water, dolphins going by your boat. I think this is Australia's hidden gem. This is Wathumba Creek, and it's only accessible by tender during high tide. So I recommend stopping here or even anchoring your boat for a night so you can really experience this beautiful place. I have arrived in paradise. I can't believe I have all of this to myself. This is insane. After spending pretty much the whole day here exploring Wathumba Creek and also the coastline, we're heading back to the boat now and we're going to find a good spot to anchor up so we can watch the sunset from the boat. After checking out the guide from Fraser Coast Charters, we saw that they had a recommended anchor spot just up for Wathumba Creek. So we thought, let's go check it out and see if it's a good spot to stay the night. And trust me, it was probably the best spot we anchored during the whole trip, and we decided to celebrate with some champagne. But that wasn't all. I had this idea to have a projector movie night on the boat, but actually at the front of the boat with the sun setting. I thought it was going to be the most romantic thing in the world, and trust me, it was. But you know me, I am completely transparent, and even though it looked beautiful, it was extremely windy, so it was kind of hard to watch the film while the wind was blowing on the screen. Good morning from another beautiful sunrise from the boat. This morning we were greeted by lots of turtles breaching around us, but unfortunately they were too quick to get them on camera. Isn't there just something so beautiful about how the sun hits the clouds at sunrise, especially out here in the water? It wasn't long until the sun was up in the sky and it was ready for a swim. So we went back into Wathumba Creek to explore. There were a few more people today, but not that many. The creek looked completely different today because it was low tide.
I've just swum off the beach here at Wathumba and I found a sandy bank here in the middle of the water. So I've just perched myself on here to have a better look around. I can see our boat here a little bit further in the distance. And on the other side of this sandy bank is where it's going to get a bit deeper. Currently low tide, so that means that at Wathumba, the sandbar, you can really see its waves. This is a really good time to come and visit here. One little tip though, if you are coming and you want to snorkel and maybe see some turtles, some stingrays, some fish, is you don't really need your fins. Now I have my fins with me and I realize I don't really need them because you're not on a reef system, there's not a really strong current. It's pretty shallow, and if you're looking for stingrays, you don't really need the fins on. So that's a little tip, just bring your snorkel. If you're going deeper, obviously you might need the fins, but I think you'll be fine. Now let's go see what we can find on the other side of this bank. I can see a ray in the water up in front. So let's see if I can get a little bit closer. You don't want to get too close though because these animals are wild. And especially because this is protected waters, we do not want to disturb any animals. Same with whales. If you see a whale on the boat, can't get too close. Whoa, it's such a big one.
What a day, that was amazing. And now we're heading back to the boat to head up to Rooney Point. This is the tip and top of Gari Island. What we didn't expect was that it was going to be this choppy, so we decided to actually turn around and head back to Wathumba Creek since it was so calm in the waters there. After finding a good spot to anchor, we decided to head back into the beach because it was sunset time. We are on our last day of this boat adventure, sailing solo up the Fraser Coast with no boat license and no boat experience. So how did it go? Well, I felt really prepared from what Scott from Fraser Coast Charters taught us. I did not expect to be putting up sails. I thought I was just going to use the motor and go along like that. It actually wasn't that hard, was it?
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, I found that especially sailing here on the west side of Gari Island, it's really calm. There's not too much wind. The water's pretty easy to navigate. Hey.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. There's not much currents. For someone like me that suffers of motion sickness, it was pretty easy to be on a boat for the whole time.
Yeah, there was actually no choppiness. Only when we went up all the way to, is it Rooney Point, where it got a little bit choppy because we were heading near the open water. And we decided to turn on back and anchor here instead in Wathumba Creek. But today it's on the beach, watching and really absorbing this experience. It's been an amazing adventure. Like I've walked the Great Walk on Gari Island. I've
we have full drive the island multiple times, so it's really nice to see it from the ocean. Hey,
Yeah, it's completely different kind of trip. I've never been on a boat for overnight. Completely different style of traveling and way of experiencing the place.
my favorite thing about traveling by boat, the Fraser Coast, is that you can literally anchor anywhere. It is so freeing to be able to just put down your anchor and enjoy the spot all to yourself. There's no mooring points. You don't need to race to the best spot. All the spots are amazing. You just put down your anchor. There's no one around you. It feels like you have the whole place to yourself. Thanks guys for joining us on this adventure. If you want to try bareboating or exploring the Fraser Coast and you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But for now, we're off on our new adventure. See you guys later.